guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer 2 Battle Replay. So I've actually got a special guest on today. I teamed up in a 2v2 with zyeight from the channel This Is Crazy, and obviously there'll be a link at the end of this video and in the description. He covers Total War, same as me, and he was actually the one that introduced me to GemFX. So what you can see right now, you know, the sort of different, you know, sort of shader filter thingy, you know, toggle it on and off there. That's thanks to him. So yeah, all my cinematic bits. Yeah, it's because he introduced me to that. So, pretty cool. So, thank you. And you'll have to go thank him. So, yeah, so we teamed up with the Dark Elves. We're against the High Elves. So, it should be a fun one. So, I'm going to go through zyeights army first, because this is fantastic. Harganeth Executioners, 6 of them. That is terrifying. Truly terrifying. Especially against the High Elves that lack a lot of armor piercing. That is just... it's just such a quick way just to mop them up. So, very, very scary. He's also got these 3 units of Cold One Knights. Again, very formidable, great anti-large. So, where these guys don't have the anti-large, these guys more than make up for it. Because they got armor piercing as well. So, you know, armor piercing, anti-large, just really, really good. They can go mental, though, which is a nuisance. Also, though, he's got Dreadlord, Sword and Shield, so nice, cheap and cheerful. And also, he's got a K-Knight Assassin. My army, I went with a lot of ranged, actually. I went very heavy on the range. So I've got 4 units of Dark Shards with shields, because, you know, Elven ranged units. They don't have a lot of armor piercing, but, you know, you want that missile resist as well for your ranged units. Because they will outrange you. So as soon as you know, are approaching them, your Dark Shards can take a lot of damage if they try and focus you down. So it's good to bring the shields, I think. So also, I've got a front line of Black Ark Corsairs. These guys are anti-infantry, so pretty useful. I've also got 2 to Spearmen, just in case they did bring a lot of cavalry. I've also brought the Cold One Knights for more, you know, anti-large armor piercing. And a bit of maneuverability too. I've also got the Death Hag, which I completely just failed to utilise, really, in this battle. You'll see, it's there's no excuse for it. Also got a Dreadlord with Sword and Crossbow, and I've also got a Sorceress of Fire. Again, she bumbles everything, it's hilarious. So, oh yes, and I've got the 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers as well. Because I find bringing a lot of range in 2v2, you can kind of get away with it, because there tends to be a lot more stuff that can react to, you know, any sort of cavalry ambushes or anything. So, I find it works out quite well, especially because, you know, zyeight here brought no ranged units. I thought I'd try and make up for it. So, if we go to the enemy team here, we can see they've got 2 units of Silverhelms. That is all the cavalry on the battle. That's all they brought. So, you know, the overwhelming numbers of our cavalry will do well, but I mean, the armor piercing and the anti-large, these Silverhelms are going to have a really tough time. Over here, so you can see Eagle Bolt Thrower front and center. I've got both of my Reaper Bolt Throwers firing at it, one on standard shot and one on, you know, the scatter shot. Basically, to see which one will do better. So I've got the standard shot to try and actually take out the artillery pieces, and the scatter shot is trying to kill the crew. So I'm trying to work out which one gets me the best value, basically. And basically, they're just crap at taking out enemy artillery. I think going to the Skaven, they do very well because the artillery pieces are massive and flimsy, so, you know, they're easy to hit. But these guys, really hard to hit, so it just doesn't really... You're better off fighting something else. I mean, look at this. I'm accidentally doing all this damage to these spearmen. May as well do that. So anyway, front line of spearmen. Swordmaster Hoeth on either side. These guys, you know, kind of necessary here. They really need to help kill those Harganeth Executioners, but they're going to get very much outnumbered. So here, a load of archers with light armor. Don't think the light armor is worthwhile. I would have saved the money and brought something else, honestly, because they're so bad in combat anyway. Even that armor, it's not really going to keep them in the fight. So, you know, it doesn't really help. So I think it's just a waste of money. You're better off bringing, you know, maybe swapping the end ones out for Loath and Seaguard that will perform quite well in melee, and then just sticking with the normal archers in the middle, I think, is probably the best way to do it. Also, he's got Teclis. And then over here, you know, loads of archers on the other side, loads of White Lion Disgrace, which would actually perform much better on the other side against the Harganeth Executioners. So that's fortunate for us. He's also got front line of Spearmen, and just standard archers for him. And some more Spearmen at the back to help protect. He's also got an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, and he's got a Phoenix, and he's brought Tyrion, so we've got the twins, which is pretty fun. And yeah, that's that. So let's speed this up and see what happens. So these guys will be shooting at the Bolt Thrower for a while, but they're not going to do much. So I'm actually going to move sort of up, like forwards, and then try and engage. So, you know, get more focus on this end of the battlefield. So it should work out okay. And, you know, if they do try and swing around, I've got a lot of range that can intercept and do damage before they, you know, can flank too much. So it should work out okay. Now if we look over here, look at the amount of accidental damage I've done to these spearmen and these archers. It's just shooting at the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is kind of a waste of time. Anyway, so here, this is very clever. So Net of Amantok comes down here. Doesn't completely get rid of the charge, but it certainly helps. So these Silver Hounds are going to have an easier time. They're going to be fighting fewer units, and yeah, they're going to do okay because they do have good combat stats, and they do have a great charge bonus themselves. Actually, 58 compared to 56, so not massively different. But yeah, the Silver Hounds are going to do okay for now. Here, an Earthblood regrowth, has gone down, which will really help. You know, physical resist and everything, healing. They're getting healed quicker than they'll die. Tex also used that Eagle move, which does a bit of damage, but it went off at a bit of a weird angle. Here you can see the Harganeth Executioners are being focused down by so many archers, but they almost don't care. I mean, they're barely taking any damage, like considering the amount of fire they're taking. And that's thanks to the 110 armor. So, pretty significant. So, yeah, it's doing pretty well. So I've got my Cold One Knights to come around as well to help out. Because, frankly, once we break these cavalry, we can just run straight through and just deal with all their ranged. So, that's going to be great. So here, I try and swivel around a bit. So here, I will try and use a Burning Head. And you see the angle I use it on, right? And it actually just curves straight away and goes across what would be our line. So luckily, not all of them engaged yet, but that's such a bumble of a move. It just does nothing useful. So over here, my Death Hag is being focused down by everything. It doesn't have a lot of armor, actually. It's got 80, which is, you know, armored, but against this kind of concentrated fire, it's not going to last very well, which is a shame. Very big target, hard to miss. So, oh well. So load of damage to these White Lines of Trace, which is really good. But yeah, a lot of damage being hit. That was Tyrion's little flame move he's got. So these guys are actually going to try and clip the wings here. So these White Lines of Trace are going to eat many shards. Yeah, it's going to work pretty well. So here I actually had 2 units fighting these Swordmasters, but forget that, because it's a waste of units. We're going to lose against that. I just want them to be busy for a while. So I'm going to send these guys onto the White Lions. And you see the amount of damage those White Lions over here have taken already from the Dark Shards. And that's going to keep my Spearmen going longer, which is going to wrap up a lot of their units for longer, which is great. So the Death Hag died before it did anything, obviously. Getting a few bombs from these guys, and Murderous Prowess triggers. So this is great news. You can see that, you know, the Harganeth Executioners, they've just walked straight through the lines. Teclis here is about to die. There he goes. So they're doing a great job, and now all the cavalry is in the back line, and so all these archers are vulnerable. And here the shields are keeping these guys firing. I'm ignoring the archers with these guys. I'm just trying to take out units so my front line will survive. But, you know, the 55% missile resistance from these, you know, from the shields these guys have got, they're going to be able to sit and fire for a long time. So over here, use another Burning Head, hit 2 of the units of archers. Finally, something useful that she's done. So that's great. So thank you, Sorceress. Although I think she's broken, yeah, because Tyrion was fighting her. I'm glad that I didn't have my Dreadlord in there, because he'd get killed very quickly. Or she, I'm not sure, actually, in this case. So, yeah, so the Cold War Knights now all up in their business, which is fantastic. Swordmaster Hoeth obviously won this fight pretty well, but still took a fair bit of damage, actually, from the Blackheart Corsairs, which is pretty impressive considering the difference in expense. So here, I've got my Dark Shards now. They're just going to focus on this Phoenix, because Phoenixes are not good at getting focused by artillery like this, you know, ranged units. So I'm actually going to get my Reaper Bolt throwers. Yep, standard shot, all into that Phoenix. It's going to get killed so quickly. It's barely going to do a thing. So, yeah, so I'm finishing off the back line at the moment, and it's going pretty swimmingly. So you can see, you know, these guys still fighting somehow against these White Lions. They're going to be my next target from the Dark Shards, as you'll see in a minute, because the Phoenix has shattered. He's not coming back. So this is crazy. He's finishing, you know, mopping up the back line. His general's gone for a walk, which is pretty handy. So good for him. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be long before they shatter. Army loss are going to hit them pretty quickly. You can see their leadership on all their units is incredibly low, and what is still in the fight is going to get focused down pretty hard. So we'll have to see how it goes. So here, Swordmaster Hoeth joined the fight again, but yeah, too much. Army losses hits him. So, about time, I say. So yeah, the 2 of us managed to wrap him up pretty quickly. Beautiful. And there we go. Close victory. It didn't seem very close, honestly. So here we are. So, the end screen. I want to show you Crazy 8's army first, because it's amazing. Look at the kills these guys ramped up. Absolutely fantastic. You know, his cavalry as well, you know, they took out the enemy cavalry, and they were able to just get up in everyone's archers, which was fantastic. So, obviously, guys, you need to go check out his channel. He does very similar content to me. And, you know, if you're here, you must enjoy that kind of content. So, go say hi. Tell him I sent you. So, yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a whitewash, honestly. Some of the Swordmasters did very well. They were the ones fighting the Black Ark Corsairs. Everyone else, not so well. Equal Bolt Throw, I had no idea what he was shooting. To get only 1 kill, not well utilised there. So we do actually fight these two again in another battle, which you can expect in the next day or two. So you have to tune in to see that. I think they do a bit better in the next one, so we'll have to see. So yeah, as you can see, Death Hag got killed straight away. Dark Shards did pretty well. They managed to do a lot of focus fire on a lot of, you know, vital units of theirs, and my front line stayed. So yeah, pretty well played by all of them. Also, Reaper Bolt Throwers got a load of kills, you know, by accident mostly, so it went pretty well. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.